Hi, I'm Ryan McCaffrey from Official Xbox Magazine, and we're going to take you on a little tour of The Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2, the first great real-time strategy game for the Xbox 360, right after this quick message from GamesRadar.com. So Battle for Middle-earth 2 is a real-time strategy game which is pretty new to consoles in general and the Xbox 360 in particular, because really it's a genre that's never been done well with a gamepad. So they've traditionally only appeared and fared well on PCs, because with a mouse and keyboard you can zip around and click and select your units really easily, but it's proven to be troublesome with a gamepad and some thumbsticks. So fortunately, Battle for Middle-earth 2 here seems to have finally figured it out, and so we're going to tell you a little bit about what a real-time strategy game is and why it's fun with a gamepad, and you should check it out. So for those of you who aren't familiar with a real-time strategy game, it's a much more cerebral experience than the kind of typical stuff you're used to. Say, for instance, a fighting game is all about button combinations and pulling off moves, and a first-person shooter is more about your twitch reflexes. But an RTS is about resource management. So essentially you have a base, which you need to build up. You build other secondary buildings to create units, which you can do, your little grunt, just swordsman units, or bigger, tougher units like even vehicles, for instance. And it's all about defending your base, building up upgrades and defenses, and then sending your giant army out to kick the crap out of the other giant army on the other side of the map. Lord of the Rings is definitely a great fit for a real-time strategy game, because being all about huge armies, Lord of the Rings, of course, you remember from the movies, there were just massive, massive armies that would clash. So you've got everything from small units like just your average orcs on the evil side, to great big units like the Balrog, for example, shows up in the game as well. So Lord of the Rings, fantastic fit for an RTS, and it's a great way to kick off the genre on 360. So what's cool about playing Battle for Middle-earth 2 is that not only do you get to build up these massive armies and watch them clash, which, by the way, you can zoom in on and get a real close look at in the battlefield here. You can just get a great look at the carnage going on down at ground level. But also, the game has what are called hero units. So you actually get to play as Arwen or Elrond or Treebeard or any number of heroes you're familiar with from the books or movies. Tom Bombadil, for instance, you can summon from the books. And they actually, as hero units, they have more hit points and they have special abilities that you can cast or use during the battle to help turn the tide in your favor. So it's a great touch, and it's part of the reason why Lord of the Rings is a fantastic fit for an RTS game. So one hero unit, if you're playing on the evil side, if you're playing the evil campaign, is the Balrog, which you'll remember is the big giant winged fiery demon from the Fellowship of the Ring, the first movie. And you remember one of the things he did in the movie was he had a fire whip that he used to rope Gandalf and drag him down to the abyss, and of course everybody was sad, but he later of course came back. But you actually get to play as the Balrog in Battle for Middle-earth 2, and one of his special abilities as a hero is that very fire whip that you can use against your enemies in the game. So some other cool units that you can summon, if you're playing on the evil side, you'll fight against them on the good side, but for instance the Fell Beast, the giant dragon winged things that you see the Nazgul ride on through the air. So you can actually summon those and sick those on your opponents in the game, as well as the Worm, giant snake-like thing that pops up out of the ground, and then the Watcher, which is, you remember from the first movie, Fellowship of the Ring, when they're trying to get to the mine door, that mysterious snake-like multi-tentacled creature in the water, you actually can summon him and use him in the game as well. So we've got a full review of Battle for Middle-earth 2 in our September issue, which will be out very shortly. And suffice it to say, obviously, since we're taking the time to do a little video podcast for you here, we definitely like the game. It's a very good game. It's very easy to pick up and play for anyone See, like me, I've never really gotten into a real-time strategy game before, so this was a real first for me, and it's a lot of fun to jump into. It's a great universe to jump into, and I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it, and hopefully this will pave the way for many more real-time strategy games on the 360.